Welcome to the World Junior Curling Championships 2014. We're coming to you live from the Waldhaus Arena in Flims, Switzerland. It's a very nice city, obviously, up here in the Alps. Lovely scenery. Here is the Waldhaus Arena. As we have our future game today, the women's second game, draw 2. It's Canada playing Italy. Take a look at the table here. Obviously only one game played so far. Canada with a win. And when we get to the second half of the table, you'll see Italy lost their first game today, early this morning. You also had a men's draw before this, and it's going to be quite the exciting game, hopefully. My name is Sander Ulvåg, and I'm joined by the amazing Sara Carlson.
Thank you, Sander. Nice to be back on air with you.
We'll have the lineup for Canada. It's lead Claire Tully. Second for Canada is Taylor McDonald. Third, Keely Brown. And skip Kelsey Rock. Alternate Alison Codillac. And team coach Amanda Dawn Coder. So it's a first look at me for the Canadians.
Yeah, and Team Italy, Ariana Lozano playing lead. Martina Bronzino is second. Elisa Patono is third. And this team is skipped by Veronica Zappone. Their alternate is Angela Romei and team coach Lucilla Macchiati. Quite the experienced Italian team. They were the Europeans. And came in a 10th place. Also played the qualifiers for the Olympics and finished 7th. So they do have some international experience.
See the stone colours. Canada throwing the red stones, Italy the yellow. Canada will have the last stone advantage when we start the game, as they outdrew their opponent in the tee draw during practice. Not the best tee draws I've seen. I think Canada won with a full 12 draw, actually, so maybe just struggling a little bit with the weight to start off with, both skips. We just had a little opening ceremony here for this draw. And we'll see some hands being shaken, and we'll be ready to start this game shortly. Any thoughts on the game so far? It's quite early in the championships, obviously, and we don't get to see all these teams, the juniors. There's always some new teams.
Yeah, definitely. The Canadian girls, they have been together for a long time, at least first, second and third. They've done about 8 seasons together, and they came out of Canada. We always expect those teams to be good because they have a lot of competition back home. They did manage to win this morning against the Czech Republic. It was a very tight game, and they stole it to win in the end. And Italy, they were playing the reigning world junior champions from Russia. I think they had quite a good game as well, but did not manage to beat the Russians. But as we said, they do have a lot of experience at international level, so I expect a good game.
Yeah, it should. The Czech team that Canada played, also a very experienced team. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Yeah, if we can start soon. I'm getting jittery.
Very, very anxious to see the first game on our broadcast.
Well, this is a return for me. Did the commentary for the juniors back in 2010. It was in the same arena, Waldhaus. So obviously the same sheet. It's all very similar to 4 years ago.
It is a very nice arena. It's made especially for curling, and it's got a lot of room and looks very good. I think the ice has been really good as well.
Yeah, really nice club, and got Mike Reed, Canadian guy. Lives in Switzerland, runs a rink in Biel. He's doing the ice with the guy from the Czech Republic, which I know did some ice back at the Oslo Cup 4 years ago. Should have a good team here.
Okay, so players are on the ice. Sapone has her broom down, which means that the game is just about to start. Lead Ariana Lozano here with the first stone of the game. And we've seen this many times. The team without hammer, they're gonna aim for the middle. I think they're drawing into the rings here.
Just putting this one in the house, not taking advantage of the free guard zone. Obviously, if you put this stone a front of the house, CAN-ITA wouldn't be allowed to hit it. But with the stone being in the house, CAN-ITA will look to play a takeout. So we might just get a very open first end here. Not unusual for a championship.
So Claire Tully lead for Canada and her first stone of this game. They are choosing a pretty open strategy with the first end. Makes the hit and keeps the shooter. So that stone hung around, which means Lozano, she will throw a takeout wide out on the edge. Looks like she's going to catch a piece. She will, but she also rolls out. So interesting now to see if Canada puts up the corner guard or goes in the rings again. They will play the draw.
Yeah, could have easily played a corner guard here, and you'd expect Italy to maybe remove it with a miss. They'll have a corner guard in play. Could have played the come around, pushed for their two, but just taking a very easy approach so far, the Canadians.
Well, as you said, Sander, we did see when both teams were struggling a little bit with their draw to the tee. Maybe it's nice for them to keep one end open and ease yourself into the game.
Yeah, just figure out the draw weight, just break the ice down a little bit more. But since we do have a little bit of an open end, we could maybe check the other sheets here in the Waldhaus Arena today, Sarah. We have a few games more.
We do have a few games going on as we get our first look at the Italian second, Martina Bronzino. On the sheet next to this one, Sweden is playing Russia. Both teams managed to win their first game. Denmark playing Scotland, Korea playing the United States, and Czech Republic playing Switzerland. So second for Canada, Taylor McDonald. She has an open takeout here. Sweepers just keeping it clean, rolling into the middle. Quite often when we have this open approach, we're going to see the team without last stone trying to keep to the center, and the team with last stone trying to roll out to the side. They are going to try and blank the first end, so by rolling out, they will make that final shot a little bit easier. Italy sticks to the center line with a nose hit. So Canada rolling out and Italy drawing in this time. Do you think it matters if you roll out or stay in this early?
Well, obviously not, because Canada's not taking the advantage putting the corner guard up, so no matter what you do, don't think it's going to be a big harm. As we see,
Elisa Patono.
yes, you're better with the pronunciation than me. Although, Elisa Patano should be good enough.
I think it's okay. And this, is it maybe a bit short? No, it's in the rings for sure. Both teams just kind of getting the right feel for the ice. And Keely Brown playing third for Canada. As predicted, she has a pretty open shot as well. Sweeper's really working this. We'll get to nose. Stick around. So Patono can call ourselves 100% in the first end.
So he's a nice start.
Definitely.
Seems like both teams are making their simple shots well in this end.
It's always a nice way to get into the games when you know that you made your first two shots, get your confidence up early, and maybe move on to something more complicated.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good start. Hoping we'll see a few more rocks in play in the second end. There's a few rocks in play in the other sheets actually, so I wouldn't say the juniors are afraid of putting stones in play early on. Just maybe these two teams just feeling out each other a little bit.
So skip of the Italian team, Veronica Zappone. And this one is hanging a little bit wide. She definitely needs to hit the red one. Coming down nicely there. And she will stick around. Maybe even in a tricky spot, but
Try and roll far, I guess. Roll or no? Oh, nose is fine.
looks like it's going to be fine.
Just not jam. Medium. Just, yeah, not jam. Pretty much.
We'll see the time clocks here on the left underneath the scoreboard. Obviously both teams has 73 minutes each to play the 10-end game. If their clock runs out, they'll lose the game. And I hope we won't be seeing any of that in this championship, but you know, there might be a few unexperienced teams out there might struggle a little bit with the time, and maybe it's a good thing for the coaches to focus on, and just time management. Make sure you have enough time to play those last few ends.
Yeah, normally even pick one player on the team that will keep track of the time so that the rest can just play. We normally don't see many teams lose because of this, but a lot of times get a little bit stressed maybe in the last couple of events. Kelsey Rock, she doesn't need to be stressed right now. She just needs to hit this yellow and stick around. She will just roll out.
You know, that's one of the good things too about this first blank end. Both teams will spend all less time, and maybe because of that have more time for the remaining 9 ends. So
definitely, and Italy could maybe play to the right-hand side of the house and try to make the blank a bit tougher. They are gonna draw the center.
guess the opponent just want to play a forfeit draw here. Get a feel of the draw weight. Didn't quite manage to do that in practice. I didn't see her shot, but I knew I did see Canada's, and I was only filled 12, so it couldn't have been a very good tee draw. But this is a much better by Zapponi. Finds the tee line. And we'll see a blank attempt then from Rock.
Yeah, just a little bit more weight than normal. Take out, get rid of the yellow, roll out, keep the last stone advantage in the second end.
Really want to make this shot though. Always feels terrible if you're going through the whole end blanking with a plan in mind through 15 stones and then you miss the last one. And you feel could have just gone for it then if we're only getting the one.
Yeah, and they are going to need to sweep this if they want a blank.
I hope I haven't jinxed them here. I have. Whoopsie. Well, it's going to be one for Canada.
Yep, Canada takes one in the first end. A bit of a missed blank attempt from Rock.
At least she'll miss on the right side though. It's better than flashing that shot, giving up a steal. We did see the Swedish men's skip do that earlier. The previous draw. Wasn't quite happy with that effort. He was struggling in that game. So yeah, it's not terrible. It's always nice to be the first on the scoreboard anyway.
Yeah, early lead for Canada as we start the second end. And as always, if you're the one that scores, you start the next end. So this time it's Italy with hammer. And this time it's Canada with a draw into the rings. Slips maybe a little bit further than ideal, but Zapponi, she's not going to put up the corner guard. They are still going to play a takeout, and we might be looking at yet another open end.
Yeah, a little bit of a strange approach here from Italy. I'm not sure if that's just their philosophy for maybe the whole week. Just play defensively and keep games tight. Back home we have saying that you should dare to lose to win. Which I mean, thanks. Yeah, you should maybe just try and put some stones in play and actually play the game, be a little aggressive, and try to win that way. Certainly for TV, it's not good to have defensive teams. Although we've seen a few defensive teams up through the years that have done quite well. But it always seems like the teams that play the aggressive game well are the ones that win medals and win championships.
Yeah, but still you could see it maybe like the Italian girls, they're coming out of the European junior qualifiers, and Canada is a big name in curling. It might just be an approach to give yourself some confidence in the game.
And again, when they just come off a loss this morning, might just want to have an easy start here. Build confidence, as you said, in the first end. Now they're doing the same here in the second.
So rolling out. And yeah, Canada will draw in once again.
Well, Canada's in the lead here. They have a 1 point lead on Italy. They don't really have to put the guards up. That's going to be Italy's. That's for Italy to do, really. So Canada is going to be quite comfortable, but just keeping this open play, keeping that lead, and they're just going to play the ball back to Italy, and I think they'll have to do the first move if they want to score in this game.
Oh, she will hang around with that draw, but it is really, really deep. And, well, still worth hitting if you're Italy.
13-5. 13-5? Yeah. Go 13-5, stop. Yeah, well. Go 13-5, it's that score. Not yours.
Roll out once again, so new chance for Canada to find their 4-foot weight.
Line's good. Line's good.
So Italy did not play the World Junior Championships back in 2010 when it was held here in the same arena in Flims. Canada did represent, however, and do you remember what team played for the women's on that occasion?
That would have been in Sweden, you mean? We got a team for Canada?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Rachel Holman.
Yes, Rachel Holman.
And these Canadian girls have listed, most of them have listed her as their curling idol.
She's
Might
really
be because she won it here. She got silver
she lost
to Sweden.
Lost to Sweden. You should have known, Sarah.
I did know. That's what I was talking about earlier when I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, Anna Hasselborg won the juniors here 4 years ago, beating Rachel Holman in the final. After that, we've seen Rachel Holman go to, really stepped up. Got a bronze medal at the World Championships last year, so you never know where these teams might end up in a few years.
No, and in this end, Taylor McDonald struggling a bit with her draw weight. Her first was really deep, and then she came up short with a guard. So Italy is now drawn around this. We might get an interesting end anyway.
Yeah, I think it's all strange though for Italy to start drawing around centre guard in the middle of the second end after playing so defensively. It seems like when you start that defensive, you might want to pick a different spot to go ahead and be aggressive.
Well, they do have a guard now. They do have a stone in the rings, and Canada are going to freeze this from the wide side.
Looking a bit heavy from where I sit.
Yeah. Then it needs to curl.
It's not going to pull up in time. Just slides off that yellow.
It's so important when you play those freezes that you really give it to the sweepers so that you don't bounce out and leave an open takeout. Italy could play another draw here. They do have the guard, they do have the shot stone. They are going to remove the red.
I don't think she said
Want to stick around, give themselves a chance to score two.
Just probably didn't understand that I told you I was tight. That's just why you went.
Oh, sweepers on that for quite a while. Will it hang? Yeah, it's just biting the 12-foot.
Yeah, pretty good shot there. Maximum roll. And Canada's going to have to figure out if they want to play a hit here or maybe draw, play the freeze again, knowing that there will be a little risk of keeping two yellows in the house. Not sure if you can see enough of this yellow to remove the shot stone.
No, but if you hit the wide one, Italy could get another one hidden in either way. You need to make a good one if you don't want to risk losing three.
Yeah, exactly. No point in hitting the white one.
So this will get more pressure on if sweepers can get this past the guard. It looks short, Sander.
Yeah, short. It's all over the guard anyway. Well, there's definitely a weight problem.
So that yellow stone is now double guarded.
So Italy really took a bit of risk there coming around the centre guard, but put some pressure on Canada. Haven't been able to follow up. And I'm not sure if Italy should be drawing the wing here.
No, they could just draw another one into the centre, maybe top 8 foot, the white circle. And then make sure that they have a good chance at scoring a deuce.
Yeah, because when you draw the wing here, that freeze attempt is just still going to be there for Canada. And if they make it, these stones on the wings they're not going to come into play. They're not going to be providing you points on the scoreboard.
No, but this needs to be a little deep behind the tee line in order not to set up a double. And it is.
I still think the only shot here is to play the freeze or a little bump even. But, you know, when you're skipping your second game of the World Junior Curling Championships, you don't really want to be freezing it against 3 here.
No, especially without hammer like Canada now. But it is double guarded. If they get a freeze in there, it's going to be really hard for Italy to score more than 1 by hitting this. Score of 3 is still going to be alive for Italy.
Yeah, definitely not a bold choice from the Canadian skip.
You guys like to freeze?
Just asking her sweepers if she likes the freeze here.
I don't know. I completely agree. Like, I feel like right now we're do or die. But I like this hit, and then maybe we could sucker into hitting it.
If you make the hit, maybe hope for Italy to
Have enough of it that you can
roll out in their hit, and you can hit the wide one, only give up 2. But again, that's just chancing on your opponent to make the miss. I don't know. Just seen your vice skip miss the draw 2 times in a row. Maybe you're not feeling as confident making it yourself.
Oh, they are playing the open takeout. Curling really, really much here. Oh, will sit for second shot. But remember, it's wide open.
I did hear it might curl a bit more from the centre and out on this sheet rather than from the outside and in. So it's a little peaked in the centre. We might just have to look out for that.
It's also quite common, especially in the beginning of the games. Both teams spend a lot of time at practice finding the way to the button, and it leaves the path from the centre line out unused.
A little fresh.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It's been about a year since they last spoke English.
Right, so it really needs to stick around with this one. If she can, Saponi, she might be looking to score 3 in this end. Really can't afford the mistake. It's a big chance to put a big score on the scoreboard.
And nothing from Lozano and Bronzino.
Yeah, less curl coming from that side, and she's going to roll out, and I imagine the Canadians might just hit the open one here and give up 2. No, now they're looking at the freeze, which is obviously the right call. And she feels there's less risk now with only the 2 yellows in the house.
Yeah, that is true, and this is a really good way to make it difficult for Italy to score more than 1.
Yeah, just freeze this yellow one. Just place your red right onto that yellow. Even.
I think she would love to have just a bit of an angle towards the button.
Exactly, just slightly to the right of the yellow. Makes it impossible for Italy to blast it out of there.
Really important to keep the right weight. She needs to be second shot, and she can't really be heavy and bounce off. So make your sweepers work.
Line's good. Line's good.
Even if you're a little short, buried behind the guard here, we're going to close the rings down a little bit for Saponi. But I don't think we're short.
Good.
definitely going to bounce a little bit. I just want to keep the angle here. I think she's done that.
Yeah, even sits shot.
That's pretty much a perfect shot, I think. I'm not sure if Saponi can come around the guard here and come to the inside of the red.
No, it looks really tough.
It's tough to get 3.
She could maybe come to the inside and just tap it out of the forefoot, but it's a difficult shot.
Yeah, they said 14, so they're right.
It all depends on how much finish there's on the ice, how much curl. Viola looks like she's going to go for it. She's going to have to be tight to the guard, though.
It's tough to get 3.
It's kind of a shot where you might as well play tight to the guard and wreck on it than throw it wide, because then you're not making it anyway. So just take a little risk here.
Yeah, give yourself a chance to make this perfect.
Give the sweepers a chance. Don't flick it out there. So a touch shot here from Saponi. Needs to be tight to the guard, trying to tap the Canadian shot rock out. Potentially score 2. Sweeping now though. Looking close.
Need to find the inside, need to have enough weight to push it back.
That's looking really nice.
It's a beauty. She makes it for 2. Or
I think so. We're having a look. Brown's there. Just checking on it. And they say 2, I think. So that's a great shot by Saponi. It was easily there.
yeah, it was. Credit to the ice makers.
Yeah, good finish on the ice there. No problem curling enough to make that shot.
No, and a well-deserved 2, I think, for Italy. They dared to go for it. They even had a chance for 3 for a while there.
So just looking at the other sheets here, on the opposite side of the arena, we see Switzerland, who scored 3 against Czech Republic in the first end. Also a 3 for the US against Korea, but the Koreans took a single in the second, making it a 3-shots-to-1 lead for the US team. Denmark stole 1 in the first against Scotland, and looks like Russia also stole 1 against Sweden. And then Sweden took 1 back in the second. So it's all tied up on our neighbour sheet between Sweden and Russia. If you're just tuning in, this is the World Junior Curling Championships 2014. We're in the Waldhaus Arena in Flims, Switzerland.
We are, and this is the game between Canada and Italy, the second draw for the women. And now we are going to see a corner guard.
Whippy.
Why do you put up a corner guard?
Well, that's you put up a corner guard to get some stones in play and try and generate a score too. Just want to allow yourself a bit more room to score. Don't want to pack everything down the centre. And obviously, since you bring the play out to the sides, you keep the centre open. So if your plan doesn't work out, you'll always have that red forefoot open for a draw to score the 1.
And it's really important where you place your guards. Like that was a really nice one by Claire Tully on ice like this that curls a lot. You really don't want to have them too tight to the center line because it could actually block that final draw to the forefoot if you need it. Italy, they do want to protect the center, and they're going to put up a guard. Or they're going to draw another one in.
Yeah. Not sure if they were calling the guard or not. Maybe they just swept it to get it in because they didn't quite have the line for the guard. But either way, it's okay. Only thing though, Canada is allowed to hit this stone out, so just a free chance to make a little hit and roll.
So she just rolled out. And we are going to see Italy with the center guard now. Would love to keep this quite tight to the rings and on the center line. Close down the scoring area for Canada, make it harder for them.
I think you might have seen a few teams maybe just rep the corner guard in this situation. But you know, again, if you don't feel like your team maybe as good at the takeouts, maybe just play to your strengths.
And what would be the point of ripping off a corner guard?
Just denying Canada any sort of play, any chance to get back in the game. Just killing off their momentum. You know, to rip the corner guard. There's only one stone left in play. It's a yellow, and it's in the house. Not a lot for Canada to play with.
No, they are going to try and make their corner guard useful now. If Taylor McDonald can make this roll. Also crossing the center line, big curl here, and she will just nibble the top one and go through.
As mentioned, I heard that it really peaks on the center line here, so you might see stones really come off the center line, meaning if you play down center line and then curl towards the wings, it might just swing big, making that shot a little difficult. So it's important for the skip and the vice skip to really get a good grasp of the ice and talk to each other and just try and keep updated on how the ice is acting.
No, it's really important to start sweeping before that break comes. And Italy would now love to cross the center line a little bit. Just like that. Keep the situation in their shot stone guarded. Ooh. And it's slippery out there too. It is curling ice.
I
hope she's okay.
I think she just trapped on the hack there.
Yeah. So a good thing for Italy now is that they're forcing Canada to make a play on the other side. They're not going to make it in behind corner guard here.
Yeah, even if she makes a double here, it's going to be in the open. I think she's just going to stuff it. And again, problems for Canada here. Italy's got a perfect shot behind the center guard.
Yeah, can draw another one on here. Really important to get it hidden, or you will leave a double.
Yeah, that's the only problem where the shot stone is. It's just kind of halfway between high and low in the house. It's kind of hard to come on top of it, but it's still kind of hard to come around it. So a little bit difficult to hide when we're in there.
And they're going to come all the way around and actually hide one back 4 foot. Also need a lot of communication here to place this perfect.
Looking a bit tight here. They might just drop this one as a guard. Don't want to line this up with the other guard somehow. Well,
do you think they might have?
It might be double on the guards, and they might be able to run that second yellow back onto the shot stone in the house. Maybe a treble even. Get all the yellow stones moving.
Yep.
Don't necessarily have to remove all the yellows from play, but at least open up the center.
Yeah, Kelsey Rock also mentioned there is a triple on. So a lot of weight from Keely Brown. Just needs to curl a bit more.
That's really good, actually. Oh, lucky not to spin that yellow one out of there, but again, just really opens the center and
gets to get to play behind the corner. And we're going to see the shot again here.
Yeah, really nice. It's a good read from the skip too, where to hit that stone to make all the yellow move. And it seems like Italy's going to draw the the opposite side here.
You don't really want to get into corner play when you don't have hammer. You just try and keep 2 stones, but there will still be a draw available for Canada behind the corner guard.
Yeah, that's why I think you should really keep this draw closer to the centre. You might want to even put this on the edge of the forfeit, meaning if Canada comes around the corner guard, they're not going to be shot stoned, but they've drawn all the way to the other side, and that yellow stone's not going to really bother Canada at this point. And they can just come around the guard and be shot stone. It's a free try. So needed to be closer to the forfeit there, I think, the Italians.
So Keely Brown, she made a beautiful run back with her first. Now she's going to draw around the corner. Really, sorry?
So she kind of struggled with her weight in the second end. With 2 freeze attempts not really coming out.
And this is really curling big as well. She needs full 8 foot, be shot stone.
Really good sweeping to get that one by the guard. Is it good enough for shot stone? I think maybe it is. Definitely looks like shot, and it's in a nice spot as well, really angled onto the yellow.
No, I think they really forced Italy to come after, drawing behind there as well, try and get a better one in there.
Yeah, if that red was 3 or 4 foot deeper, Italy could just come down onto it, freeze it for best stone. They don't really have that option now, so it's really nice for Canada to keep that stone high in the house. They might have to come around it, and there won't be any backing. If they can't hide the stone, Canada might come after in light too. So, bit of pressure on the skip here, Sapone.
Yeah, she's looking at the run back, and she really needs to make it, unless you want to give 2 right back to Canada.
Well, the tricky part with the run back is it's not enough to just hit the red. You need to hit it on the right side. If you clip this one on the right hand side of the red, it's just going to go back onto the yellow on the left and stick around. So pretty much have to hit this red one on the nose to make it go.
I think they're looking at the yellow one, and that's even harder because there is a bit of an overlap between the yellow and the red.
I think they'll be okay though. Even if they do overcurl this one, they might open things up a little bit. So love to do the run back here, but if not, just open things up is it's not a bad option.
Oh, they're on this straight away. Can they hold it?
Oh, look at that.
Look at this.
That's a really nice shot by Sapone. Hits that one absolutely perfect.
You see it here again. The absolute perfect angle. There wasn't a lot of room, but she made it.
Yeah, even keeps that one around. Sticks on the red one. Lying 3 at this moment. But still that draw for Canada though. Just come around again, and if Sapone can't copy her first shot, he might get 2 anyway. So it's not over for the Canadians in this end.
No, definitely not. It's still a very good chance of scoring 2, because if you make the draw once again, it's a tough shot that you leave Italy, and they're still going to have the entire forfeit to score. She made a really, really good freeze in the last end. And just waiting for this to find the curl. It's starting to go now.
We've heard the name Rock before, haven't we?
Yes, apparently her dad is cousin with Marcel Rock. Am I right?
Yeah, making Marcel Rock her second cousin, I believe. Marcel Rock, obviously, lead for Randy Ferbey for many years, 3-time world champion.
Also coach of China.
Yeah, coaching China, both women's and men's teams, and also 3 of the junior teams, I believe, did quite well. Got the men's to the playoffs at the Olympics just last week, and unfortunate not to bring a medal home. A super tense bronze final against Sweden. Lost in the extra end. So he's done quite well on a 10-month contract, Marcel Rock. It'll be interesting to see if continues with the Chinese or not. Really brought some good influence onto those teams, and
Well, now he's got up-and-coming family to coach in Canada.
exactly. So just asking Kelsey if he was doing anything with them, just coaching them. I don't think he is. Obviously, quite busy with the Chinese teams at the moment, but he did come out to watch the Canadian Junior Championships. They probably had a few words in.
Yeah, and they did put their stone behind the tee line, so there is a freezing attempt here, but they need to drag it all the way down. How far did they have it?
I think that's pretty good, eh?
It looks very good.
That's short stone. That's a perfect throw by Sapone. 2 really nice ones on this end.
She's been solid.
Aye, can keep this up. For sure going to be a few wins on the scoreboard. I wonder if Canada has a chance to come on down and just tap this one a little bit to the left.
There might be. There's a lot of curl, and there's no harm in trying. As long as you make sure that you score your one.
The good thing about the curl, when it has that much finish in the end, it's almost like your stone's coming sideways into the rock. And that way you'll be able to nudge it sideways.
It's basically the same shot that she just threw, so she will know the ice really good in this track as well.
Now, what's the junior mistake in this situation?
We give this a little bit too much weight?
Yes.
I'm not sure it's only a junior mistake, Sander. I think it's pretty common. If you want to tap this too much, give it a little bit too much weight, it won't curl. You might just end up losing one, but hoping that Kelsey Rock has made that analysis. Give this to your sweepers. Last stone of the third end. Just tap the yellow.
Yeah, just important to have that mental image that you're just playing the draw, not the tap. It seems like the weight's there. It's all about the line now. Wants to tap, just nudge this yellow to the left a wee bit. Might get 2.
Oh, she taps it, but question, is it enough to get shot stone?
I think she overcurled it. It looks the yellow for me.
Definitely did not miss this because she was heavy.
It's not a bad try there. Your sweepers couldn't hold it. And they're going to kick it away. I think that means 1 for Italy. I won't say for sure until they put it on the scoreboard, but Italy definitely looking the happier of the two teams at this point.
Yeah, and are also down by the hack. Looks like they're ready to start playing the fourth end. So 2 really nice shots by Zaboni, and they are now leading the game 3-1, but they accidentally put up 5 points for Canada.
And now 8.
The tricky scoreboards in Flims.
Canada with 7 now. Oh, this is really confusing to whoever's watching, I can imagine.
There we go.
There we are.
3-1 Italy. 3 ends played.
Yeah, so hopefully she won't be too stressed here, throwing her first stone.
No. So really, Italy had a really good momentum going all through that end. It was Keely Brown made 2 really great shots for Canada, but other than that, it was all Italy. So see what they can do.
Yeah, Keely Brown kind of turned the end around for Canada, but then Sapone just really followed up with a few really nice shots. Denied Canada a score of 2 and even the 1 with that miss from Rock with her last one.
Yeah, so new corner guard up. That one in the house, not really a dangerous stone for Canada. They don't need to worry about it. You really want that first stone to be top 4 foot, center line, get control of the 4 foot, get control of the center, put some pressure on your opponent. Comes in a little deep. And the corner guard goes up.
That's why I was saying I was hoping she wasn't too stressed by the scoreboard thing, because their clocks start running before she could get to her hack. So maybe that's why Lozano just threw that one a little heavy. Just can't stress in those situations. Just to kind of have to just take your time.
So new one from Ariana Lozano. Sweepers on this one, shouldn't be too heavy. Center guard. But still a wide spread in the rings with that first yellow coming in deep, so Claire Tully can now go around the guard, try and get some separation in the rings, get some stones buried, try to get a multiple score.
Yeah, I like this call. Just staying all aggressive here, knowing that, you know, even though it's a 10-end game, you can't wait for too long. You just kind of want to push on here and try and get back in the game.
It's a nice come around. Italy should see some of it, so just bring the weight down and try to pick it out. Even roll to the center.
Yeah, even if you clip the corner guard, it's okay. And I think that's what Sapone was saying here. At the end there, just saying that, well, if you clip the corner guard, that's okay.
Yeah, that's the right way to miss this. If you're wide, then it's no good, but a little tight is okay.
Not too tight though, you want to spill your own yellow.
Oh, Patono and Bronzino really working hard here.
And it's going to be all over that red one, and well, actually doesn't roll to the worst spot. With 2 center guards up now.
What do you guys like?
That's might just force the play into the center of the sheet.
Go this way though.
Yeah, there is a draw around here. They need to be careful not to be behind the T line, because it'll leave the roll or the double for Italy.
Maybe 7-5. Use your here before.
So not taking a whole lot of ice here, Kelsey Rock. There's just a little less than 4 feet of curl, I think. Should be enough for the team to make the shots, though. Sweeping this one for a line. Maybe not enough ice here for Canada. I'm going to wreck on the guard here. Well, spin that one in, though. It's not terrible.
No, keeping 2 in the rings. They are still sitting the 1. Italy would love a little roll in here. There's not a lot of room for that.
I think it would have been like close to through if we would have stopped it by.
Past the yellow. She'll get it on the nose. Nice weight control from Italy. They're really bringing their hit weight down, get more control, and stick around. Now they're working to get it past the guard again. Managed, and even a little roll to the inside. Nice shot.
Praticamente tutta. Non lo so se ci arriviamo. Però possiamo fare questo. Possiamo fare anche quello. Io farei questo.
Hit and stick to sit 2, or hit and roll to get 1 buried. Now gonna hit and roll. Try and get all the way in behind the center guards.
Quite a lot of ice for that shot. Might just confirm how it really swings off the center line.
Yeah, this is curling like crazy.
Oh, you can't jam on your back one here.
Ooh.
She will. She won't stuff it, but does move her yellow back a wee bit.
And now Canada, all of a sudden, they have a chance to sit too.
It's funny how things just swing back and forth in curling, eh?
Yeah, it's just basically one missed shot and the opportunity is all back on your opponent's side. Really want to get this all the way buried. Maybe force Italy to try and hit and leave one around. Make sure you can score two. Will get it past the guard. Now they need to get it as far as they can. Oh, they will just hang it on the edge of the 12-foot. Don't think they're going to out count the yellow in the back. No.
You can see that Spoonie really wants to play a hit on this red one, but it's just kind of hard to stick it. Now the worry is she might jam it in the back as well. Even just clipping this one it's probably not terrible.
No, but it will leave that draw or even a split for Canada.
Ah, you might have. So she prefer to stick around with the yellow, but surely getting past the guard is the main thing here. Curls a little less in this spot. Remember, this is where Sapone rolled out in the first end.
Now she gets rid of the red, rolls out. Italy are sitting shot. The yellow one in the back. It's not a very dangerous stone for Canada. They now have a lot of room to draw around this. Get one buried. The Italy can't reach. And Brown, she just needs to get a little bit more weight on this draw.
Line's good. Room right now. Whoa, then. Really got to curl.
And this is wider for sure.
Yep. Very piece. High.
Now trying to get just a little bit buried so that they don't leave the roll to Italy.
That's your first one over curl, and then that one didn't even try.
Definitely get to the nose of this red. Think they could even roll in a little bit if they bring the weight down?
Maybe. Seems like there's enough curl to make it. Just from our angle seems kind of tough, but she proved that everything's possible in the first end. Made that really nice tap for second end. But I'm not sure if she wants to flirt with that top red too much. She might even actually tick that one in for second shot and roll out in the open, leaving a shot for three. So, or a shot to lie three anyway.
It might be wise just to aim for the nose here. You don't want to jam the red one either. Hanging wide, just needs to curl. Starting to come down now. And this one's looking good, I think.
Yeah, avoids the back yellow. Certainly was enough room to maybe just nudge in behind the guard, but
as you say, might not have been worth the risk.
no. Played it safe, made it okay. Seems like Canada's going to have a tough time rolling behind themselves anyway. So that's a good shot by Sapone. Played quite well this game, I think.
Yeah, they could maybe, if they get the double and hang around, do they set two?
Yeah, they would.
I'm going to try and hit as much of the yellow as possible, try and get a little roll in.
Maybe give me a little more then. A little more then.
So hack weight, Zappone, she just pushed the red one through the house. Kelsey Rock are going to have to do the exact same thing. Love to get just a little bit more curl. Be hidden.
I think that she might be playing the double though, or certainly a double to lie to here.
Yeah.
Looked like Keely Brown is angling the double up before Rock sat down in the hack. Definitely going to hit this one on the high side. And maybe they were going for the roll in behind, but certainly should have swept that one as a plan B to get the double going.
Yeah, now they leave the exact same shot for Zappone that she just played. And she will know exactly what the ice does here. She just needs to do the exact same thing to leave Canada. Well, she could leave the double again, and then it's for 2. Want to get a little roll here to the left. Her last stone of the 4th end. Tricky shot. Would love to get a little bit more curl. Like to get a little roll to avoid leaving the double to Kelsey Rock. Now just waiting for this to curl enough. Don't want to jam.
Just a little more weight here from Zappone.
Ooh, and she hits her own out, which means Kelsey will have quite a straightforward shot for 2.
Yep.
I think same weight, yeah.
Just almost a bit of a mistake there. Zappone threw a bit more weight. I'm not sure if that was planned for. And I'm not sure if the sweepers was able to let their vice skip know that it was heavier in the first one. But certainly swept that stone in the start. And for the ones watching curling for the first time, when you sweep, stone curls less.
Yeah.
Exactly, and goes further.
So just a takeout for 2 here. Should be pretty easy job for Rock. Although keeping in mind the circumstances. 2 down here, important game of a World Championship.
But this looks absolutely fine. Gets it on the nose, hangs around, 2 red.
And the Canadian horn goes off.
Definitely does. We are very close to the audience.
They're pretty much on their rafters next to the lot, so could get a bit noisy for us closing up onto the playoffs, but so far don't mind it.
No, and important deuce on the board for Canada. After 4 ends, we now have 3 each. A very tight game.
That's all we hope for, really.
Definitely,
For
it's all about the excitement.
For our broadcast. We are not biased at all. Well, not for this game, anyway.
No, just wait until Sweden plays Norway and we're not going to be talking to each other. And on the other sheet, Russia is leading against Sweden 2-1. Denmark has a 4-1 lead over Scotland. United States, they have a 6-1 lead over Korea. And Switzerland leading the game against Czech Republic 4-2.
Line's a little tight.
We are starting the 5th end.
Top 4.
Score is 3 each in this game between Canada and Italy. Italy will have hammer. So Canada with a draw in. Both teams have been kind of struggling with placing these first draws in a perfect spot.
Yeah, lead's just not quite putting the stones where they have to be. And you'll see this easier at the top level, where the lead stones are so important where they're placed. And it's really easy to kind of trace the end back to the lead stones and see that's where actually some of the, that's where the problems kind of started. And you might get away with it with a few misses at the start, but very often it's
It's so important for the lead to play well. Just like Lozano here. Nice, tight corner guard.
If she put that in the rings, Canada could hit it to line 2, and then the end is pretty much spoiled for Italy. With that corner guard now, has a chance to set up for a few points.
Line's good. Room right now.
This one looking heavy.
And also quite a common mistake when you're playing the tap, that you just give it a bit too much weight and don't curl enough.
Yeah, kind of the same with that little nudge we had with Rock a few ends ago. She didn't overthrow it, but her lead does here. Again, just the mindset should just be a draw, and then let your sweepers do that last 3 feet. They might just have to do that for line anyway, so again, just a bit of a junior mistake.
You're not that far out of juniors yourself, Sander. Go easy. But Italy want to hit and roll. I felt really old when I said that. They will roll the other way. Won't get the play in beside the corner guard, but will keep the center line very open.
Yeah, when was your last junior World Championships?
I won't tell you. It was 2008.
Oh, feel quite young sitting next to you then. My last one's 2012.
You're welcome.
At least you got the silver medal.
I will bring it the next time. Canada makes the open hit. And she sticks around, but it's looking quite good for Italy now. They could actually choose to just draw their behind the corner to sit shot stone and make it difficult for Canada. They are going to play the hit.
I wouldn't mind the draw around the corner guard here, but Italy just keeping a cautious approach to this fifth end. Maybe keeping in mind that a blank wouldn't be terrible.
No, getting the hammer in the sixth end is definitely a very good result. But they do have the corner guard up. It's up there for a reason.
It's this one on the high side. Jam at the back, and now we'll see Canada play the hit in the corner guard. Not really worth guarding this red one.
No, they could choose to try and keep 2 stones in the house to avoid the blank, but with that yellow corner guard, there's also a risk of giving up 2, so just take it off. And you want to roll off as well.
Yeah, she may even roll into the house here with the right. There we go.
Yeah. Making 2 shots at once.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Good effort. There is a double available. Sapone asking to hit just a back one, or is this a call change?
Seems like the team wants to double instead here. Or maybe not even a double, just the hit and roll to the side.
If they make the double, the blank will definitely be there.
Yeah, just getting and rolling to the side here.
Throw medium, it should go pretty good.
Guess they're all afraid of hitting this one dead on the nose, leaving sort of a guard for Canada. So just focus on making the roll. But at some point you have to play a double here to blank the end, not really a setup for 2.
really, like, the only really important thing for Canada now is to keep sticking around with their shooter, so that way they can force Italy to take one. Patono now looking to roll back in front of the red. Ooh. Don't think that's in the rings.
No, and again, might be sort of a guard for Canada. Could choose to come around here, but
They are electing to hit it. Now they might be in front of the rings.
threw that one pretty tight, and that's a nose hit. So I thought you were going to hit the back one now, with that redstone not being in the house. They might just get their blank here. So Elisa Patano, she's a lefty, as well as their lead Lozano. Does that make a difference, do you think, for a team to have two lefties and two right-handed players?
Maybe. Well, the left-handed players, they use the other hack. So, for example, on this side, Patano will see she will have more room from her hack behind the guard. But I'm not sure it makes a big difference if you have two lefties or not.
That's pretty good here.
I've heard some skips say it's a little bit more difficult skipping stones from a left-handed player, just because their in and out turns will work a bit differently than the other players. But
so maybe Zabone is now an expert on skipping everyone because she has two.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a good thing to have two, because then you have two of them, so you're more used to it. Don't know.
Left or right-handed, as long as you have a good technique and make your shots, I think that's what the team will benefit from. And so far they have. Kelsey Rock has an open takeout with her first. Still need to stick around with her shooter. With her last, then maybe try and find a way to force Zabone into taking one. She will roll out. Italy discussing if they're going to draw around the center guard. What do you think?
Yeah. I personally would probably just rip the center guard here and blank the end. Again, this just feels like not the best spot to push on for two. Your first of skip rocks coming around a tight center guard, and with that being red, even if you make the perfect come around here, Canada might just run it back, and sit guard are going to force you to make a difficult draw for the single even. So
it is riskier, but on the other hand, Zabone's been playing well, and she is putting pressure on Kelsey Rock, showing her that she's not scared. She's going for her deuce, trying to make Canada make something a little bit more difficult. Mental challenge.
Always defending players.
I'm the
when
nice
I try
one.
to criticize them a little bit. I saw this approach from even Jennifer Jones, so at the Olympics, really pushed on and did a few things I thought was a little unorthodox maybe, but she won the gold medal in the end. So I guess if you take a risk and you play your shots, obviously you win, but the few times the times you miss, you might just get unnecessary trouble.
This one didn't really curl enough, and it was really important that they at least hit a little bit, because they definitely don't want Canada and Kelsey Rock to find an inside roll now. It might even be there. If they can hide behind the guard, it's a tricky shot for one.
I think it's going to be enough though for Rock not to at least bear this one too much. She'll probably leave a blank for Saponi anyway. Although I've been tricked by the camera angle already a few times.
You don't want to flirt too much with the guard. If they tick it, it'll be a draw for two. So you might just want to be safe and make sure you hit the one in the house. Last stone of the fifth end for Canada.
Going hard for line here. Needs to pass the guard. And when it goes silent out in the ice, that's when you know it's not going to go.
That's also where she overcurled in the first end when she was trying to blank. I think it's a tricky spot.
Sorry.
It could be. We'll get a better grasp of the ice, Sarah, over the course of the week.
Here you see that it's beneficial when you dare to put pressure on your opponents.
Okay, so you were right and I was wrong.
Yes. You will hear it. Veronica Zabone now has a draw for two.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to her. Took the risk and it's given a reward. And with the Canadian girls struggling a little bit, obviously putting pressure on them at this point's a good option. So works out again for Italy here.
Yeah, not really sweeping this a lot. She has full 8 foot.
She might even bounce off her yellow here if she got the line. Needs to touch, I think, to keep this one around.
And this is heavy. Oh, she's all the way through.
And that's why, Sana, you don't come around the centre guard in the end of a fifth when you can blank it, because you end up only scoring one and you give the hammer to the opponent in the sixth end.
I still think I was
And then
right.
I was right and you were wrong.
Let's just agree to disagree. Fifth ends have been played of the World Junior Curling Championships 2014. This is the women's second draw, and the game between Canada and Italy, where Italy scored 1 in the fifth to get a 4-3 lead over Canada. Players will now have a short break to talk to their coach, get some good tactical information and inspiration for the second half of the game.
Yeah, might just have a little talk about the game plan for the next 5 ends, maybe when to score and when to go for your points. And also a snack or two.
It's important. You want to update us on the other sheets?
Yeah, it looks like Switzerland's getting the hold of the Czech Republic with a 5-2 lead. USA really pushing on against Korea. 6-2 at the moment for them, with a bunch of Yellowstones in the house. Was that a hit for 4 on their last shot? I'll get back to you on that one. But Denmark-Scotland, pretty tight game. Denmark's up 1 with hammer and fifth end. And Russia leads Sweden 3-1. And yes, it was 4 for Cora Christensen and the US team, so they're leading 10-2 over Korea. And the Korean team beat the Scottish girls 10-7 this morning, so it might look like the US girls have found their way.
Well, Cora Christensen, if she's been to a couple of World Juniors, should know how it's done.
Yeah, experience is always good.
We will be back shortly before the second half of the game with highlights. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We won't be back with highlights, but we will be back with the second half of the game.
Ma perché quella lì voleva essere sicura di non andare sull'altra. Infatti le ha detto l'ho chiamata di più perché voleva essere sicura di non togliere la nostra dietro.
Welcome back to the second half of the game. You are watching the World Junior Curling Championships 2014, coming to you live from Flims in Switzerland, and this is the game between Canada and Italy. Next to me is the very handsome, very knowledgeable Sander Rølvåg.
And next to me, the amazingly cute Sara Karsel.
This is just going to get better and better.
It's just an ego trip for us, eh?
Yes, it's what it's all about.
Just jealous of these players out there playing the championships, the junior championships even, and
because we are way too old.
yes.
And they are not. This is Claire Tully playing lead for Canada. They are down by 1 point. They got a little lucky in the fifth. Zaboni, she had a draw for 2, but she put it through the rings. And Canada would love to score 2 now and get a 1 point lead in the sixth end.
Nice corner guard from Claire Tully to get things started off.
Yeah, and Italy are going to guard this semi-center stone. Really important that they guard the side to the corner guard. Ariana Lozano playing lead for Italy. You don't want to leave Canada a freeze or tap or take out to roll towards the corner.
She might be even on the corner guard with this one, actually. And they're just sweeping to nudge off it.
Good call by the skipper. Might have rolled a bit too far.
As you say, they've left the left-hand side of the shot stone, so they could have come down onto that and tapped it back. But again, Canada's just going to ignore everything and play the straight draw around the corner guard. Obviously a lot easier to place a shot in there with a draw instead of a hit and roll. Even with a hit and roll on the shot stand at this point, you'd be lying well behind in the house, so I just want to maybe keep this one in front of the tee line.
Well, it's good. Canadian girls, they want to place their own stones. It's still so early in the end. Don't really worry about what your opponents are doing. Just make sure that you get a couple of good ones in there. And some really nice weight from Tully. Doesn't really curl enough, and I think Bronzino can see about half of this. It's a curly spot. She would love to hit and roll here. Looked like she really brought the weight down. Takes a corner guard. Is she managing to sit 2? I think so.
Interesting.
What's interesting, Sander? Please
No, just
enlighten me.
interesting development on the end here. I just wonder what the Canadians are going to do here. Both yellows kind of at the back of the house. Don't necessarily have to worry too much about them. She was looking at playing a hit on the center guard.
Whoa! She's up, close!
So they will play a hit on the center guard. They want to keep their shooter around though. Actually wanted to roll in front of their own red, I think. But just play that with maybe too much weight. Just not giving the sweepers any chance to control the line.
No, it's very common that you peel off guards with a lot of weight, but as always, when it's important to stick around, you'd be wise to bring your weight down just a little bit. And, there will still be a corner guard in play, but Martina Bronzino can now hit this wide open red to sit 3. She overcurled on her last, and the sweepers are not touching this at all.
It's kind of a common mistake as well, eh? Just overcurl your first one, and then you overthrow your second one. And that red one sticks around, actually.
Yeah, and a tricky spot all the way out there. Still Italy sitting 2, but there is a double and roll on for Canada.
Medium. Yup. Really hard.
This looks tighter for sure.
Really hard. Hard. Can you roll in front of there? Yep. Here. Good.
Yes, you can.
Roll in front of there. Makes it a bit harder for Italy to remove this, but as you see, they can hit it and roll out and make sure that Canada does not get behind the corner. Keep the play to the other side of the rings.
I'm like, no, not quite. Probably should have been the call anyways, because guarding or doubling them up is kind of.
Elisa Patono again, so important to keep the shooter.
Bit of a missed line call there from Zapponi. The sweepers were on it kind of all the way down, more or less. Never close to overcurling that shot, so.
This is where it changes so fast. If she hits this, they sit 2, they have the pressure on Canada. Now it's an open hit for Canada to lie to. And Keely Brown has had some pretty solid takeout so far.
And just as important for her, needs to stick around here. Curling. Yep, curls enough. Sticks around, lying 2. We might just see this a few times. Italy's just going to hit the open one, hoping for a mistake from the Canadians. No real chance of gathering the stones. Sometimes you'll see if a team has 2 stones spread out, you might see the other team try and roll towards the other one, trying to gather them, set up for a double, but it's kind of hard to do here. So much separation.
Yeah, and the problem is if you gather them, you'll bring the play probably in behind the corner. But you will also do that if you roll all the way out.
Yeah, that's no good. So, wanting to freeze onto these yellows now, Canada. Nice chance to keep their deuce going.
Yeah, definitely. And if she freezes all the way onto it, they would like to make Italy hit the white one. It's a track where we haven't seen a single stone, so it might be tricky.
This one's not really close to curling enough, but they will set in time to be second shot.
Really good weight.
But I think Zapponi might hit this red one now, maybe roll in front of their own yellow, making it difficult for a rock to make the hit back.
Yeah, just try to make it a little bit more difficult for Canada, not leave them just an open hit, but just ask the question and make them throw something more accurate. Needs a little roll to the right here. Veronica Zapponi, sweepers are off it now. And it's a really, really nice shot. Well managed by Patono in the house.
Yeah, makes that roll, and now you see it's going to be really hard for Rock to make the hit here and stick around.
Yeah, she can't jam the yellow because then it will outcount their red on the right-hand side.
Because you have to move that. You have to hit it like half of it and then go really far. So count that.
So medium or
So either you have to hit this one on the nose just really, really hard.
Because then you will spill both of the yellow.
Aye, but
And you will stick around.
looks a bit difficult though.
Looks really difficult. It's not much of an angle.
It all depends on how lively the stones are as well, how much spin you get off them. It seems like they're they're quite lively. So there might be a chance. Again, it's slightly hard for us to see the angles all the time. So not quite sure if she's just looking to try to double here or maybe just jam it on purpose and sit on top herself. Could be an option as well.
Kelsey Rock is the skip of Canadian team. Her first stone of the 6th end.
You'd rather hit this one on the nose than rolling out. So it makes a double and just barely rolls out. So it's just a missed opportunity because Italy's just going to hit the wide one, I believe. And then there's your 2 out the window. If she played that stone on the nose and sat on top, she'd pretty much would have given the same problem back to Zapponi. And still had a chance to score 2, so that's a bit of a mistake there from Rock.
Zapponi would love to get just a bit of a roll behind the corner, make sure that there's no blank. Force Canada to take one. So Veronica Zapponi, this is her final stone of the 6th end. This is way wide. Will she get any of the red? Oh, she will. She was almost on the sideline first.
Yeah, it was almost on the wrong sheet. Alright, well, gets the job done. Couldn't quite make the roll in behind the corner guard, but there's definitely not going to be a score on this end. You'd believe Kelsey Rock to just throw this one through. Blank the end. And what happens when you blank the end, Sarah?
You keep the last stone advantage in the next end.
Exactly. So no point in scoring 1 here. Wants to blank and keep the advantage. Much better chance of scoring 2 with the last stone and the 7th.
Yeah, but remember, we're getting closer and closer to the end, and it's getting more beneficial to have last stone in the even ends. So I think even Italy's quite happy with the blank here. They'd love to force Canada to a single in the 7th, get the hammer in the 8th.
Absolutely. If they do force Canada to take 1 and 7th, as you said, that's a tie. And if Italy then has hammer in the 8th and scores, they'll probably do that again in the 10th end, meaning they'll have the last stone advantage 2 out of the 3 last ends at a tie score. So big advantage Italy if they manage to do that. So we'll see. 7th end's always quite interesting. Sometimes you might see teams blanket, trying to blanket, as you said, keep that last stone till 8th, but with Canada being 1 down on Italy, I don't think you're going to see that happen. I think they're going to go and push on and try and get their 2.
And now they have the umpires doing the scores instead. It's tricky scoreboards. Make sure a professional gets the job done. So if the aim is to force a single, Italy could even put up a center guard here to force the play down the center line, close down the scoring area and make sure that Canada gets one. Looks like they are drawing into the rings though.
Just going to mention that the umpire had a few troubles putting the score up himself. He put the 0 on Canada, and he just kind of looked over on the neighbour sheet between Sweden and Russia. And looked at the umpire's work over there. Kind of normal for me anyway. I'm not sure about the official rule, but just put the 0 on Italy just to indicate that Canada's hammer in the next end.
That makes sense. And Canada is not going for the blank early. They could have just hit that yellow if that was their goal. They're once again putting up the corner guard, making us happy.
Yeah. No, again, I think you might see them try and blank here if it was tied up, but when they're one down here, they don't want to be too patient and just lose their chance of turning the game around. So they're just going to go for their 2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the front one.
And Italy didn't really find the center line with their first,
Why can't we?
which makes the placement on the second stone a bit tricky. You don't really want to draw around the corner guard when you don't have hammer. If you put up the center line, you leave the hit and roll. You don't really want to guard out there wide either. What do you think the right call is?
Yeah, I think maybe bring the rocks into the house somehow. And I don't think that centre guard's going to be much help for Italy now.
Once again, the placement from on the lead stones so important, especially when you get to this level, because you need to give the team something to build on and create good situations.
And you'll again see Canada just ignore the stones, the yellow stones in play, and just come around their corner guard. I kind of like this approach from the Canadian girls. Just get a red stone in the house as quickly as you can, put some pressure on Italy. Instead of maybe trying to play the hit and roll on the yellow, not making the roll, Italy gets a hit back, and you just do that forever and you never get anywhere. So I like to call just coming around, just ignore that yellow, and just put a little bit of pressure on Italy to make a few difficult shots. And now a freeze is called by the point, which I think is a little bit dodgy.
Dodgy how?
Dodgy as in if she makes a freeze, she's not going to be second shot.
No, the red stone is really high up in the house. So the freeze here basically just leaves them with a stone behind the corner guard, top 12 foot. They could take the corner guard off.
Looking heavy though, she might just come all the way around it. Does pass the centre guard by just a half an inch.
Try to bury it now.
I think that's a better option actually.
Yeah, Bronzino in the house. She knew where she was going. In the hack, I mean.
Come to it, too.
Not a whole lot of swing there actually. Just crossing the centre line. She actually passed the centre guard here and didn't come.
No, but she was really tight to the centre guard.
Aye. So that's when Kelsey Rock is asking McDonald to follow the shot down with the freeze. I'd figure it to be a little bit sketchy as well. Just knowing how tight you have to be to that centre guard. Really tough shot to follow. And they're actually taking a time here. Time out, that is. They're going to bring their coach down.
Yep, Amanda Dawn Codier is making her way onto the ice to have a discussion with the team.
Hit our rock, then we're screwed, right? Ends over. Hitting the right one's not bad because then we can roll over and put pressure on them.
Yeah.
Hitting that one's even better, but if we hit our own, it ends over.
Yeah.
That one's, I like that one
Is
better.
there
but
my first
double miss it.
instinct is that one.
Yeah, is there a double or a hit and roll on this though? They look like they're set up like that.
Yeah.
I don't think so because you'd have to come into it. Did you do it across? Did you get the double?
You spring up, right? It definitely won't spring up. If anything, it'll just like hit it flat. Yeah, like they're too slanted.
Yeah.
Too steep. Hit and roll. That was my first instinct. Yeah.
All the way or behind the guard?
If you can go all the way, that's fantastic.
Right in front of that yellow, yeah.
Yeah. But even if you hit and roll it behind them, right? They have to do something about it. They clear the guard and then you go for that one. Okay.
That was a quick timeout.
Yep.
Coach has 1 minute to talk to the players.
Well, if you know what to do. What's there else to talk about? The weather?
Exactly.
Just get to it. Just keep the flow going. You see the clock still running, but so even though it's called a timeout, your clock does run. The only timeout you do get is when the coach is walking down onto the sheet. So you do save a little bit of time on it.
Easy jump! Yes!
And they've opted for the hit and roll here. So they just
Yeah,
hit the white yellow, maybe even roll on to the other.
Yes! Okay.
Hit it a little bit thin. I'd love to maybe just roll on top of that yellow, just frozen onto it.
Yeah, overcurls just a fraction and sits in the open.
Yeah, ends up pushing that yellow one in behind, in further behind the guard now. So could be difficult to get to that one.
And it's really all about the centimeters. Like just hit the first one a little thicker and it's absolutely perfect. Now you're in trouble.
Yeah, I didn't like 3/4 down. I kind of stopped because I didn't hear anything when she was doing anything.
Oh, but this one is curling lots and lots and actually goes by everything.
What does she do?
I don't
See
know
there,
how we're ever going to
sweepers
get to this one.
unable to hold it past the red. And
Sorry?
Close though.
It's not bad if you can get here.
Wouldn't want
yeah.
to, get your fingers caught between those stones at least.
no,
When they
true.
It stayed pretty straight. I
But-
don't know.
I'm not sure. It's close though.
Oh,
What you wanna
okay.
hear after
Well,
you just
this time
flash
I
a
was
stone.
trying to protect the players.
That's pretty good.
No, that's
Just a heavy
huge
throw.
mistake actually, and Canada just has to
too much more than backboard.
make sure they actually profit from this mistake now.
I think they're playing split on their top red to try and get their stones further in and separated.
Yeah, and maybe get to that yellow in the end. So could be a nice call.
Yep, yep.
Tap their own red out in the open. Maybe roll in front of your shot stone here. Or are they
Not a lot
actually?
of weight here.
Might try to get around it completely.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
No, still sits in a nice spot. See, it's not easy for Italy to make a double. They will risk losing their own. And now timeout called for Italy as well.
And
Coach Macchiati,
yeah, I assume you'll translate.
It's not bad.
of course.
The one time I decided to throw actually weight. It was like, oh God, could be kidding.
If I spoke Italian, I would.
Eating a lot of pasta. Doesn't count for anything.
I'm not sure it's going to help.
Need to start reading the package. Maybe pick up a few words.
Curling related.
Alright, well, we'll go from the body language then. Looking a bit worried here, the girls. Not a lot of conversation going on.
More shot. You might end up seeing it.
Right? It's a syndrome. Every time someone plays us.
So it's actually the national coach for Italy, Björn Schroeder, down on the ice.
Hello.
He has a little tactical board.
What are they going to do? What would you do?
At this point, I think you have to try and like hit something.
You have to hit something. But I don't think they can do anything that doesn't jump.
I know, but if they get to the inside of that one that Taylor just drew, yeah, right? Like if you can get to the inside of the one Taylor just drew, then they're
That-
sitting such
our
a
other
we're
one
jammed,
is in the
it's
way.
jamming, but
Our other one might be in the way, so they might end up getting rid of those two.
Well, we didn't get that time in Italian, although I couldn't really make out what they were saying. Björn Schroeder, a world champion for Switzerland back in '92 as a lead, and has been coaching a bunch of different teams over the years.
Looks like they are going to play a hit on the top red. Really important that they curl enough to get the right angle. Don't want to be wide here and lose your yellow. And what does she have? Well, she doesn't lose her yellow.
It's kind of a shot where you go, well,
Yeah, if she had played that with some more weight, she could have gotten an amazing result. Right now, still Canada sitting 2. Italy kind of in control there, top center line. Bit of a tricky situation.
yeah. It's kind of hard to move that top yellow without either just running it back to one of your reds or just leave everything in the open.
no, go this way.
So it looks like they're actually guarding this now. You hate to guard when you have last stone and all the stones are along the center line, and
But they are sitting 2, so might not be a bad situation to guard either.
no, it's
Little tight.
sitting okay for the Canadians, but there's so many stones to go.
Yeah, if Italy ever gets one in there, could be in trouble.
Make sure you're over though. Hard.
First they have to get it over.
Yeah, needs to cross this black hog line to be in play, and they don't do that. Felt like they were actually off the sweeping a little bit as well.
Yeah, they really needed to go early on that one.
That's a big mistake. And surely Italy's going to make some sort of play on this top yellow in the house. As you see Anders Kraup in the background.
Coach for Russia.
Can't wait for the timeouts with Anders Kraup.
No, his Russian is amazing. So it is really important for Italy. Would love to keep their shooter in control in that position where they are, but they want to just play that down to the red. Question is, what weight do you play here? Really a free opportunity for Italy, as Canada didn't make it across the hog line. And Patono can now run this yellow back. She needs a good angle. She got
That's a great result.
She got a good angle.
Super. Runs it back, rolls over in front of the red stone, lies shot, and it's protected by her shooter. So, by the first look, anyway, looks pretty good for Italy.
I think you gotta try and run something.
Yeah, and the problem is now when Canada runs this, they're very likely to lose their red back one.
Try and go this way. Open up the 4-foot at least.
Really want to score on this end, Canada. You're one down here. You hate to give up another point.
and big mistake again from Keely Brown. She wrecks on the corner guard, and everything remains untouched in the rings.
Aye. Just feathers off it, eh? Doesn't really open things
No.
up.
It's hard to move a guard that little with that much weight.
So now we do. Italy, really a really good chance to push on here and put massive amounts of pressure on Rock.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to have a really, really tricky draw to the button the way everything is sitting now.
Looks like she's freezing to death as well, Rock behind there.
Skipping can be cold.
Right.
I don't get my first one.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, I don't know. Like if they would have swept it, the line would have been fine. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
So I guess they're going to throw guard at this.
They are. And then what does Canada do?
Might just have to play the out turn draw here. Get to the button. Should be enough curl to get there.
Wow, and USA just scored 6 points in the 7th end to get a win over Korea 16-3.
Yeah, that's that's uncanny. I never seen that. Well, I haven't seen that in a while even. Certainly not at the World Junior Curling Championships.
No. And, this guard from Zappone over curls doesn't really change the situation a whole lot. But it's still lying very good for Italy. If Canada opens this up now, they don't really have... They only have one stone left after this.
I don't think that's possible, that rock there. You'll end up over here. It's the way it curled.
I think you just might have to play the draw here.
Yeah.
Not sure if they have anything else. They might even get two with, you know,
2 perfect draws.
2 perfect draws at a miss from Saponi. Although there's actually, okay, when I look at it now, it's going to be hard to actually fit 2 stones in there. It's pretty close to the 1 foot, that yellow. The 1 foot is a lot, it's a bit smaller. Well, I mean, the button's smaller, it's certainly 1 foot in diameter, but it just came from the Olympics, and the button was a little bigger.
What's that?
Can you just peel this one? Is that dumb?
There's less room for the skip to draw the button in this championships.
Because if we do that, then she's sitting 3.
Yeah, for
At
sure.
least they'll be like
Open.
And it's very likely that she's going to have to draw the button with her last.
I have to set myself up for something.
You might as well do it now.
If we're like top 12, that's fine too.
You hear Rock saying, if I'm top 12 here, it's fine too. I mean, if you leave it short, at least you can maybe make a play on it with her second one. If you come deep here, it's not going to help you at all.
No, then Zappone can just close off the path to that draw.
Right, so big pressure shot here for Rock.
mine's good.
Needs to find the 1 foot.
Mine's good.
Mine's good.
Can become very messy for Canada if they miss this shot.
Little room.
Looks like the sweepers are pretty happy with the weight.
Alright.
Lots of room. Whoa.
Just need to curl and sit now.
Just 2 feet heavy here from Rock. Line wasn't too bad. And yeah, she said it herself. Even top 12 here is good. Doesn't manage to do that and slips to the back. And Zappone again can play the same draw here, come top 4, maybe even like to. And if she does do that perfectly, I'm not sure if Canada has a shot to score or even avoid giving up to.
Play that. She makes it. There's still 4. Like if I do that, I understand what you're saying.
Right, and then it's open and easier to get one rather than her plugging this up and it's impossible.
It's just, I'm scared that if she does that, if I didn't make it, if I know.
And definitely short is an option for Veronica Zappone. She just need to make sure that there's no way in for Kelsey Rock.
I'm only getting 1 no matter what. Velocità. Linea se potete Non importa, linea. Oh, piuttosto corta perché larga. Sì, un po'. Non over se potete.
Looking a little wide here, actually.
Sì, sì, Marti, sì,
Oh,
sì,
and
forte,
maybe a bit
forte.
deep too. Takes it down so that there's no double, but
Still us.
I think the only way you could get that far over might be to do this, hey?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you have to
well,
do that.
if she left that maybe a foot shorter, might have choked off the draw. And I think there might be enough room to make it again here for Rock, even as they're talking about if you might even nudge off that stone out. Although she came kind of close to the guard and didn't finish a whole lot.
Before they
Yeah, I
cleaned
guess
it, you were
same
close
line.
to the guard.
What's that?
Before they were cleaning it, you were close to the guard.
Okay.
They brought it out a lot. Here?
Try and same weight, try and bob off that.
it's not easy, but it's there.
That's all we got.
The draw to the button for one.
It'll overcurl.
It's against one. Last stone of the 7th end. Tricky draw for Kelsey Rock.
No.
She needs to be perfect if she doesn't want to give up a steal. Saying no for line. Sweepers are going for weight anyway. Will they have it?
Nope.
Nope, this is short.
One yellow.
It looked like a tough shot though.
Yeah, it was really, really tough. Canada saying one yellow. Patono not so short.
If you're not sure, just put the stick on it, make the umpire come out and check it for you.
One yellow for sure.
Surely the umpires want to come out and do some work, okay?
Keep warm.
Get some TV time. Brooms down, indicating that they would like the umpire to come on and do a measure. What's your bet here?
From where we're sitting, it's definitely red, but we're from an angle, so I can't really tell. Canadian girls seemed pretty confident that the red was out counting the yellow even before they played their final draw.
Either way, we had to play that shot. It's hard to tell when they're opposite
Just
sides.
to see the pressure needle here going off a wee bit, and for the yellow, no movement, so it's going to be red. But,
But
still 1 point for Italy, so 5 shots to 3 lead. Advantage Italy. Canada needs to, well, getting pushed for it. I think they've done well so making some aggressive calls at least, but they just need to make a few more shots.
and so a couple of kind of unlucky ones from Keely Brown in the end. First she missed a hog line by a couple of centimeters, and then she feathered the guard.
You're cleaning on your last one.
Tough situation.
Dropped it out like a foot. Like we couldn't have done anything without hurting ourselves. Yeah.
So Italy with a 2-point lead as we start the 8th end. Canada will have last stone advantage. They would love to tie this up with 2 ends to go. Just half in the 12 foot from Italy. Once again, Claire Tully will play the corner guard. She's been placing them nicely all game.
A bit further from the house this time, might not be a bad thing. Just allows a bit more room for Canada to maybe come around it. That surely goes both ways, easier for Italy to come around and tap their stones out, but we did see them struggle to come around the corner guard, so a bit more space this time. And I think Italy's just going to come around their top stone here.
Yeah, the first one was really, really high. So drawing around the left-hand side, so again, to avoid getting the play behind the corner guard. This one has a bit too much weight.
A bit too much. This one's actually all the way through the house. The sweepers were actually on it a little bit. Didn't seem to think that was heavy, but slides all the way through, so less problems for Canada.
Yeah, if that's placed perfect, then it means Canada, sooner or later, they're going to have to do something about it. Now, there's no need to worry.
Let's see if they can bury this one. Just needs a little bit of finish in the end here.
I think it's still partly visible.
Yeah, see it's the opponent just putting her broom down the arc to figure out how much they see.
And once again, if you miss this, you want to take the guard off rather than be wide. Of course, ideal would be to roll all the way in behind your own center stone. Oh, and absolutely nothing from the sweepers.
There's a thing.
And all the way through.
Yeah, not going to hit anything but air. And leaves Canada with a really nice chance to put a few stones in behind this corner guard now. It's not even close, actually. I could have put my fingers in between those stones this time.
You could have. And Canada can now put another stone behind the corner guard.
Line's good, little tight, yep. Yes! Hard line! Hard! Hard, hard,
Closer
hard,
to the guard, certainly.
hard!
I'm just going for weight, actually.
Good.
And that ends up in a pretty nice spot. Even actually, if it could have curled just a fraction less, a bit of would have been ideal to set up a kind of tough angle. But looks like they're going for the guard anyway.
Yeah, there is a double opportunity on the stones in the house to get the guard off so that it's possible. But you need to hit the guard first.
He's running pretty straight in this spot, but she's going to be fortunate enough to clip the back one. So not terrible. This time it was okay to miss the shot wide.
Yeah, but now Canada have a chance to create some more difficult angle.
Well, I mean, with the stone being so high in the house, now it's kind of hard to get one more in there. We had a similar situation with Italy on the centre guard early on in the game. It's kind of tough to come around the stone now, and there's not a lot of space to get on top of it. So, not a bad result for Italy, I think. And Canada just going to draw the open wing now. And with doing that, you're only kind of keeping your two in play. If you could have cut around the corner guard again, you might get a mistake and go for three.
Take a look. T-line. Line's good. your back a little bit. That's fine too. T-line or back?
Yeah, back T-line is certainly a good option. It means if Italy makes a hit and roll, they would also be behind T.
Yeah, doesn't quite get there though. So with a perfect shot, Italy can actually roll in behind their centre guard here. And make it quite difficult for the Canadians to get to it.
Good, it's not an easy roll, but it's definitely there. Patono won a roll all the way to the center line. And she won't roll quite there. Still sits in the open.
Easy or medium?
Yeah, throw medium.
Tully and McDonald really working hard to hold this. And they will get to the nose, which means now the roll is a bit shorter.
Controllata. Sì, sì.
Here's one of those you made for the fun beach.
Same shot again. This one a bit wider. Will also get to nose. It's tricky. It's very common that the first team to make the perfect roll, they will get the pressure on. But as you said earlier, if you don't get the roll, then you kind of end up in a situation where teams are just switching place.
Yeah, nothing really happens. And not quite sure where Canada wants to roll with this one now. Rolling in behind the centre is not really that good. It just leaves a very short run back for Italy. You might just want to roll to the side here. Seems like that's the plan. You want to keep this one around to outcount the yellow one. I think that's enough. That's a very nice shot.
Tough now for Italy. They don't really think they can see much of this.
Trying to look if they can see anything on the outside.
Yeah,
Hitting it that thin on the outside wouldn't really help them. They would roll out.
Aye, it'll be really hard to kick it across the house even. So I think you just have to hit this one. Try the roll. If you make it, and you might get a mistake from Brock. If not, you give up 2. It's all tied up. You have last on in 9th. Don't take any unnecessary risks at this point.
She had a hit out here very, very wide in the 6th end. That didn't curl much, so she should know where to place the broom for this. And a big whoa from Patono. They need this to curl. Not good enough to sit shot, so Canada could now actually draw. Sit 2, make it difficult. Might give them an opportunity to score 3. Just try and bury a piece behind this yellow. If they could get all the way around there, perfect, but if they just bury a little bit, it's still a tricky shot for Zabono to try and get rid of it. And Canada could really get back in the game here.
Mine's good. Wait only.
Just waiting for this to grab onto some pebble and slow down. Needs to hang around in the house, and it looks like it's just starting to stop.
Yeah, that's good enough, eh?
Yeah, back of the tee line, still quite open, so not really that difficult for Zappone to hit.
But
She should leave an open hit right back, though.
exactly, it's going to be really hard to roll anywhere where it makes it difficult for Canada to score 2. So that's what I mean. That's not a bad result for Rock. Let's hope for 2 for Canada. Tie the game up and maybe even get an extra end. Keep things interesting. That's all I'm going to hope for. Tight games across the board for the rest of the week.
It's what you want to see in a World Championship.
Yep, obviously. And you're obviously hoping that all the teams are tightly matched. And I think we do get more tightly matched games now than maybe 10 years ago. All these other nations are really coming on, and
Yeah, definitely. It's a tight game between Italy and Canada, and it's been a... Don't think we've seen that on the women's side before. And oh, she wrecks.
ooh,
Rolls out, and there you go. There's a chance for 3.
that was enough for Rock, that drop.
I'm thinking, so I just threw it.
Didn't look too tough of a shot for Saponi. Maybe just was focused a little bit too much on hanging around there. It's really important just to hit it and give up 2 now. It's going to be a draw for 3, and Canada might take the lead here. 6 shots to 5.
She just threw this draw, and she just basically needs to do the exact same thing one more time, score 3, and get a 1 point advantage in the game.
It's a little tighter.
We have seen one draw, open free draw for the extra point earlier in the game. That was Italy, and they missed it. That was in the 5th end.
This one looks under control, though. Nothing from the sweepers, but they do have some backing. It's all the way there. Canada scores 3 in the 8th end, which will give them a 6-5 lead with 2 ends to go. Tough situation for Italy first. The draw's not really in the right place. Flashed that corner guard, and tough shot from Zappone. Do you see the score there? After 8 ends, it's Canada 6, Italy 5.
That's a roller coaster of a game.
For sure. It's going to be a roller coaster of a championship, Sander.
And there's hoping.
3 for Canada.
Do you see any favourites though in the women's field?
Well, the Russian team is back. They are champions from last year. They are certainly looking strong. But I think it's a very even field. A lot of good teams. What do you think?
Yeah, I think definitely Russia is up there.
Mine's a little tight.
They got to be the favourite too. I think Sweden, the ones they're playing just now, they could be up there, but they're quite young.
Hard, top 4. Hard, get in
Yeah,
there.
the game between Russia and Sweden is quite tight. Russia is leading it 5-4. Denmark has a 7-5 lead over Scotland. And Switzerland has a convincing 9-4 lead over Switzerland. And as we said earlier, USA won the game against Korea 16-3.
Pretty crazy numbers. Talking about tight match teams just now. But Korea did actually beat Scotland 10-7 this morning, so I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just got behind a little early and then just went all out to try and get back. And to be honest, the score doesn't really matter in curling. It's all about winning or losing.
That is definitely true. Canada, they put up the centre guard. Looks like they really want to try and force Italy. Lozano doesn't really manage to come around, so Claire Tully now has a chance to draw. Really important to sit in front of the tee line. Don't want to be deep here, want to control the top of the house.
Okay.
She is a bit deep. So Lozano can follow. She would love to sit in front of the tee line as well. It's always tempting to come all the way down to the stone that's behind tee, but then again that just leaves the same shot. So if you want to be in control, it's important to sit in front of the tee line.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of a junior mistake as well, if we can use that term to think, oh, there's a stone at the back, so I might as well throw a little heavy rather than light.
And
come
then
on
this
to it.
happens.
And
You
this
don't get
happens.
enough curl, and it's not very useful at all. Now you leave Canada the chance to once again come around, try and place this in front of the tee line, top 4 foot, and really be in full control.
You just really have to mentally block out that stone in the house, just ignore it, and just act like you're playing an open draw.
Yep. Taylor McDonald playing second for this Canadian team. It's her turn to make the draw around the centre guard.
Hard line. Hard. Not there.
She's not going to be heavy. She's going to be short. Bounce off and leave another guard, but they're building an entire wall
Yeah. It's
for the 4 foot.
looking a bit messy here for the Italians. Surely they want to at least score here in this end.
Could also try and blank, but it might be a bit too late for that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say blank is a bad result, but yeah, a lot of granite to be moved for that to happen. Now we're going to at least try and open things a little bit here with Bronzino.
She hits it weird, she might spin eyes off.
But yeah, it's tricky. She might get one of the red to actually go down in the house if she hits this on the high side. She'll just remove the one, roll out. Same situation. McDonald can just add a bit of weight to her previous draw and make this perfect.
I think it was really good.
Line's good. Weight's good.
I feel like it's advantage Canada just now.
Yes, they got their 3. Probably a bit of a psychological boost as well. Always when you score more than 2, it's a big mental advantage. And they're now succeeding a bit more with their stone placement as well. Even though this is short, it's still Italy that needs to hunt. They're behind and they need to create something, and Canada's not really letting them.
So a mental boost for Canada, and maybe the opposite for the Italians then.
Quite often happens when one team has a mental boost, the other one has a
I don't have a clue.
struggle a bit. Once again, trying just to open this up.
It's just it's a big part of the game, though, curling. The mental side of things.
Definitely opens up the center line, pushes their own yellow back.
Okay, this one's the straight one.
But still messy, though. The whole left side's really guarded up. And CAN-ITA to play here. Really got to make sure to at least get their 1 point, Italy.
Line's a little tight.
Can't really give up a steal here, then the game
line's
is
good
going
now.
to start to slip away.
Wait only. Wait only. Ma sì, ha detto che solo lei, infatti, se avesse messo lei, ha detto di dirglielo. Claire finished it. Un po'. Yep. Yeah, go Claire. Hard. Really good, Keely.
Feels like the ice is maybe even straightened out a little bit over the course of the game. I felt like it was curling a lot bit more to start off with. It's not uncommon for the ice to straighten out.
No, and it's really important for the teams that they're aware of it and they're prepared for any changes in the ice.
I'd say maybe at least at this point of the game, how much it's curling now, I'd expect a little bit more. Just making these draws a little difficult. So hope to maybe see a bit more finish.
And they're waiting for this to curl. They would really like to stick around with the shooter as well if they want to have some sort of pressure on Canada.
Gets a double off at least, but it rolls out. And
Same thing.
I might be able to bring that back yellow into play if Canada maybe sets up another double here. So gotta make sure they tuck a piece of this one. Just get behind the guard a wee bit.
Line's good.
See
Little
Keely
tighter.
Brown throwing the stone very positive, a lot of rotation. I mean, the stone's not going to curl as much.
Close.
There's plenty of spins on that red stone.
Wait only.
Yeah, but we heard them saying her first is a bit straighter, so maybe they expect this to curl anyway.
Yep. Hard. Good.
Yeah, finds a good line here. Don't think the double's on.
No, it looks like the guard is in the way. Maybe if Italy brings their weight down, but
This is probably the hardest thing I've ever
What?
I have no idea
The IDC.
anymore. I don't know how to save anything.
Okay.
Like just with the frustrating. Yeah, like that would have been half.
So a run back then called by Italy.
I know when I came down here, like when I went to throw my loss.
Need some weight for the shot. Let's shoot the front guard in and try to stir things up, really open up the forfeit. Needs to make contact with at least one of the reds in the house.
yeah, definitely to make sure that they can score one.
And they're not going to do that. And with those red stone just perfectly lined up on the forfeit, nice chance for Rock to just guard them up and put some real pressure on Saponi. And just look at the broom here from Brown. That's not a lot of curl.
No, it's very, very little.
Definitely saw more curl early in the game.
It's good that they're adjusting, though. It's quite normal that you still somewhere believe that it's going to curl more, even because it's what it should do.
Aye. Well, that's what they did 5 ends ago.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it. You just have to adapt, and that's a good thing. As you said, Canadians are, well, show that they're good at reading the ice here.
Unless you over curls now.
Yeah.
Wide.
Kelsey Rock
Wide.
with the center guard to get some real pressure on Veronica Zabone from Italy.
Can you go nose?
Not touching it. Might be
No.
heavy here.
It's got to finish. Hard finish. Hard finish.
Now just dragging it a piece further to get the extra bit of curl. And that's a really nice stone placement right there.
Yeah, that's good. Just waited for that one to catch curl all the way and then just swept it a bit in the end. Got maximum curl out of that rock.
Just flying out of the hack.
Yeah, right? 15-2.
Big problems for Saponi.
No, no.
Looking at the run back here. Remember in the third end, Saponi made a really nice one.
She did make a really nice one, but she doesn't throw a lot of weight on these. And then she was running down a single yellow onto a red. Now
Yeah.
she needs to get a lot more moving. She would love to get all three spilled here and at least open up the forefoot, and it's going to take a bit more power. Well, as long as she moves them out to the forefoot, keeps the center line open, she will have a shot with her last. Veronica Zappone, skip of the Italian team. Need to get some red moving.
Just never moved that rock. Looks like she threw it okay, just never curled an inch. And as we said, it's just really straight in the spot now, so maybe not picking quite up on that, the Italians. That stone just went just like an arrow. Maybe just overthrew it a little bit too, wanting that extra push. And although it didn't look like she was really pushing the rock, but just maybe a lot more positive with her release on that one. And again, just not solving their problems at all.
No, now it looks like they're going to have to draw the pin to score one. Kelsey Rock played a perfect guard with her first. She can now just replace it.
Line's good, line's good.
Sweepers on it this time.
Line's good.
And then off it.
Over and
Looks
off.
fine. Looks like it might over curl a fraction.
I think almost any guard here is good. He's not going to play the hit anyway. He needs to play the draw.
Yep, she needs to find the pin to score one and tie the game up before the 10th end.
This is a big shot here from Saponi. If you miss this one, that's pretty much the game. Going to be 3 down. And those reds are so even. It's almost pretty much either a single score for Italy or 2 for Canada.
So this really needs to curl. It's hanging really, really wide.
And sweepers want to go, and when they want to go, it's going to curl less. It's a big problem, obviously. Classic dilemma.
But it looks good.
That should be
And
enough.
she made it.
It's a really nice draw from Saponi.
Oh, she did have the full forefoot, but it definitely shows some skill when you nail it in a situation like that.
It's a pressure shot and comes up with a nice draw. It's going to tie this game up at 6 each, and we're going to head into a very interesting 10th end. Canada, though, will have the last on advantage, just like they had when the game started.
Yeah, and this morning it was kind of the same situation for them, and they stole to win it. Now they have the hammer.
That should be easy then.
Yep. Should just feel like a downhill ride. But remember, you still have to make all of your shots.
That's okay, I had my moment.
Italy, they're gonna place center guards. It's really important for them to protect the center line and then get a really good one in there, try and keep pressure on Canada. the whole end through.
So big moments for the leads here in the 10th end. Feel like that's obviously the skip's gonna play the last shot and define who's gonna win or lose, but it's a big end for the leads as well. You need those centre guards, and you might need the tick shots, although I'm not sure if we're gonna see those from Canada here.
No, I think they're gonna draw to the side of the house.
So obviously you're not allowed to hit this yellow one and remove it from play, but you are allowed to move them.
Yep, and that's exactly what Claire Tully's going to do. Just hit a little bit of this yellow, move it out to the side, and this is a really great shot if it just stays right there.
Well, that's a perfect shot. 2 sweepers on it, couldn't make it go out. Now with that one still in play, I'm just going to keep it this way. If that one moved another half foot or 3 inches, Italy would be able to replace their guard back into play.
She rolled a long way herself. There's absolutely not a piece of the house that's covered.
Yeah, that's an amazing shot.
It's the curly side, and it's right on the center.
Kind of fooled us there with the broom. Kelsey Rock. Normally you'll see the skip go up and put the broom next to the stone they're going to tick, but
Italy putting this a bit closer to the rings. It's not really covering the centre line.
yeah, that should have really been on the centre line and further from the house, because if you get a miss on the tick now, that's not really a good guard to draw around. Especially with the ice being so straight at this point, it's going to be hard to even get buried behind it, and it's going to leave a short run back. And besides, the tick's kind of easier now. You can tick it into the house even. It's got to be close with this one. Kind of on and off here.
It's always a good thing when you're a sweeper, when it's yes and no and yes and no. Now then you know it's good, and it really is good.
That's 2 amazing shots by Tully. 2 absolutely perfect shots.
Now she's made sure that there's nothing in the front of the house that can protect the yellow Italian stones, and moving on to second players means they can hit, so they can just peel off any other guard that will come into place.
Only upside for Italy is that second yellow hangs around. In the end, Italy might be able to lie to and maybe force Rock to play a hit. If she rolls out, they might score with that one. But I'd rather be Canada in this situation.
Alright, focus in.
Now, there's a few stones on the sides here, so you got to make sure you peel the guards the right way. You don't want to shoot them down onto these stones. They might spin back into the house.
Yeah, it's really important where you hit the stone.
Now, those yellows on the right hand or left hand side, as we see it now, they're quite low. So even if you do jam it, they're not going to roll in front of the tee line. And she actually makes a double. That's great. That's problem solved.
Yeah, there's not much to roll in off now.
Yeah, and no yellows in the house. That's going to be just a tiny wee bit less pressure on Rock with her last, probably.
And a really difficult situation for Italy right now.
It's just a perfect end from the Canadian girl so far. Couldn't have asked for anything else, really. And now the centre guard looking a bit pacey. And it will slip into the rings, I believe.
It's so frustrating when you're the team that needs to make a lot of effort and put up guards and place them, and then it takes just a couple of seconds before you see them fly away. But you still need to have that focus, because what Italy is hoping for is a nose hit from Canada, and if it happens, it needs to happen in front of the house so that they can draw around. Just need to keep replacing the center guards. Prefer this one a bit higher.
Until the last second. Yeah.
And this is looking a bit heavy as well. Will actually come all the way down to the 4 foot. Not really finding the perfect shots when they need them, Italy.
Yeah, even with a miss now from Canada, it's not going to mean a whole lot. Unless she
Only
absolutely
she flashes
freshes it.
yeah.
If she's on the yellow at all, it's going to be pretty good for Canada here.
Whoa, 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 just nose it. Okay.
Yep, nose hit, and if Italy now needs to draw around that, it's going to be a really, really short run back or double for Kelsey Rock. Can't afford to worry about the red stones in the rings. Italy need to keep playing center guards just for a little while longer to give themselves something to go around. Coming all the way down and trying to come behind the red stone now. Think it might have been a bit too soon for that call.
Worst shot.
Yeah, just leaves Canada a lot of chances to fix it. There's a few different calls he could have made there. Maybe a guard, maybe even a freeze. There was an angle where Canada wouldn't be able to remove the yellow, but comes around. Might force a mistake though.
Yeah, but it's a red stone sitting shot. So Keely Brown is able to remove the yellow. And now Patono and Zabone looking at the freeze. Like to have an angle a little bit to the left here so that the yellow would get stuck on the left red if Canada tries to hit it. That way Zabona can at least try and sit 2 before Kelsey Rock plays her last shot.
And Patono was looking for the freeze. I'm not sure if Sapone agreed or if they're going for the same.
I'm not sure either, but they
looking
were
at the
pointing
ice,
at the freeze.
Looking at the ice maybe looks like they want to come around it.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess there's you have the option for both shots really. Come around if you're a little short, play the freeze, or the other way around. Pointing for the freeze at least, Patono. Sweeper's working really hard. They're not going to get all the way down there.
No, we'll sit a bit short.
But at least, you know, that Yellowstone's kind of right in between the reds. It's kind of hard to peel that one out without jamming on one of your reds. And it does act like a guard. If Canada leaves it, you might come around on the left-hand side. So you might just want to punch it through the hole here if you're Canada. Or if
yeah, but then you don't really want to punch it through the hole and sit guard yourself.
Nope.
It's a usable stone played by Zabone.
Aye, again, just trying to make it more difficult for your opponents. That's usually how you win games. Force mistakes. So Rock's just gonna clean peel this one. Catch it thin. And even if she rips her shot stone here, it's not the end of the world.
No,
She-
definitely not. The only thing she doesn't want to do is just jam it straight down.
If there's no yellows in the house when she's done here, she'll be happy.
Oh, and this is wide. Will she have anything? No. That might be the miss that Italy needed.
Yeah, remember, it's a score of 6 each. Whoever scores here is going to win the game. 10th end of the women's second game, second draw of the World Junior Curling Championships.
Yeah, Zabona now has a guard. She's gonna want to draw the forefoot. There will probably be, Canada could probably use their right red stone to play onto the yellow if they draw around here, but she's at least gonna put some pressure on Kelsey Rock if she makes this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think she might want to bring this one deep back for. If she's top four here, she's going to be so close to that red. She might even just play a hit on the red stone and click the yellow one out. So maybe come to the back four here, and you'll make Rock either play the tap on her own red, which you can't see all of, or she might have to follow down the draw. But certainly biggest issue here is just to come around the guard and be shot stone.
And they're waiting for the curl.
Hanging really wide this one.
They could rob in off the red.
Absolutely.
That's what they're going to do now.
Yeah, that's not,
Oh, and make it. Yeah, she does make it for shot stone.
does make it, but again, you know, that's the angle here for Canada is pretty simple. Just a hit under top red. But it was a really nice call by the vice skip Batono to make the sweepers go for a line to rub off that white one. But yeah, just she could have had that yellow just a foot and a half deeper down. Just make this last shot a bit more difficult for Rock. Now
Anything wide side on the red and the yellow goes flying.
exactly. So aim for about half Rock here, and even if you don't stick your red, you have that one on the left. That's going to score for you. So
Final shot of the game. Kelsey Rock for Canada with a chance to win it right here.
it's not the shot that's difficult, it's the pressure.
Sweeper's really on it. They can't afford to curl in the yellow.
Going to keep the line here.
This is fine.
Yep, that's good. That for 2 even. And a win for Canada.
Yeah, their second one for the day.
And for Italy.
Unfortunately for them, they are now going to be on 2 losses. Good fight, though. Italy were on top for quite a while, but Canada managed to keep their patience, scored a 3 in the 8th end, and really controlled the game from there on. And on the other sheets, Russia beat Sweden 6-4. United States beat Korea 16-3. Switzerland beat Czech Republic 9-6. And the game between Denmark and Scotland still going. Both teams on 7 points. And it is Denmark with hammer. We are going to be right back with an interview with Kelsey Rock. And if you join us again at 8 o'clock tonight, you will see the men's draw and the game between Scotland and USA. So stay tuned for interview, and talk to you again later.
You go down there and do the interviews now.
Sorry?
Now you go down and do the interviews.
Sander does the interviews.
Right, so a bit of a struggle at the start of the game. How would you sum up those first 5 ends?
It was rough. We just didn't have finish. I mean, I struggled a bit at the beginning, so we just weren't curling like we could.
Then you scored a 3 in the 8th end. How did that happen?
We made some shots finally, and yeah, I mean, we were fortunate enough the other team missed, and we ended up getting 3, so.
Did you feel like the momentum was then on your side after that?
A little bit, yeah. You could see a change in our attitudes and just in the way we were curling. We started playing a little better. We had some confidence back in us.
So this is your first World Junior Curling Championships. Does it feel different from maybe playing the Canadian Championships back home?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we don't know any of the teams, obviously, and you're going into a blind every game. So, and the teams are awesome here. So we have to up our level of competition, and yeah, it's great.
What's the goal for the tournament?
First off, we'd like to make playoffs. Yeah, win a couple more games, and yeah, hopefully get into the medals. But just one game at a time for now.
Right. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.